Afternoon Express. Now, Michaela, I'm not much of a master baker, but that's where you come in.
You give me way too much credit. People who watch this are going to be like, she has no abilities at all.
No,
Just kidding.
It's safe to say that the proof is in the pudding, and that's exactly what we're about to get into. Crisp and creamy custard slices are a treat on any day of the week. So today, you are in for a double treat as we're making Clover custard slices with a choice of not one, but two delicious toppings. Dumi, usher us, girl.
I will usher you in, Balisa, because this starts with a beautiful custard base. Any custard slice starts with those custard bases, and we're going to start off by adding some milk into our pot, Balisa. The first step is to add at least half of your milk. We're going to be using Clover fresh milk here. And the one thing I love about Clover milk, Balisa, is the fact that it stays fresh for up to 18 days. So at least you know your custard slices are good for the next 18 days. What I want here is I want my milk to heat up to a certain temperature. Once it's warm enough, I'm going to start incorporating all the other ingredients. And those ingredients are some sugar. We're using caster sugar because it just dissolves much easier. And then I'm also using some custard powder this time. And I know we've got a baker over here, and she was telling me that I would make creme pat from scratch. And creme pat, in essence, would be the custard sauce itself from scratch, right? You would be making it yourself from scratch.
100%.
But now we're finding an easier way out, and that's just making the custard using custard powder, Balisa, which is simple and easy.
Okay, and I think a lot of people do have custard powder at home. A lot of people love that, you know, the labor of love that it is to make your custard from scratch. But for some of us that are all for convenience, Dumi, would I just be able to use store-bought instant custard?
Definitely, that's also an option, Balisa. And if you were to do that, then the only difference is that you can add a bit of corn flour into that. But the whole idea is we want to show you how easy it is to incorporate your Clover milk into this beautiful recipe.
I don't have much of a sweet tooth, but I do love a good custard slice. And being able to couple quite beautifully and perfectly, essentially, that Clover fresh milk. I mean, you just get that superior quality with every litre that helps you give your family nothing but the best, thanks to its triple protect.
Definitely, Balisa, it is that triple protect that we've got over here. And another twist we're adding to our recipes, instead of using puff pastry or using a cracker or anything of that sort, we're actually using a cheese cracker that's going to be the base of our custard slices. And the reason for that is we want that beautiful flavour, that in essence a bit of a saltiness that's going to pair perfectly with this the custard flavour that we've got. It's time now for me to add the mixture that I've got here with our Clover fresh milk and some of our milk that we've got in here. When you do heat up your milk in the pan, in the pot, it is important not to make it boil, because you want to be able to incorporate the rest of it here. And then you're going to increase the heat. And because it already has corn flour in it, it is also very important to keep whisking until it thickens up to the correct consistency that you like.
Okay. Gorgeous. On my side, you know, Dumi, you have given me the task of making sure that we get the lemon juice out of here.
Yeah.
So to get my lemon juice, you know, just take the week's frustrations out. But it's the beginning of the week, so there ain't no frustrations, nothing but joy. So I can say, ooh, almost too much joy, because already the juice just comes out itself. And this is what I'm looking for. Effortless when it's time to get that juice out.
I'm glad you went that way.
That's one of the toppings you're making. So your topping, Michaela, uses some lemon juice and some icing sugar.
Basic. You know, like in the good old days when you used to go down to the shops with your parents and you used to pick up a custard slice in the shops, it would always just be icing sugar with like a little bit of lemon juice in it. And then it gets that like set outside, but still a little bit soft on the inside. That's kind of what this is going to end up being.
And Balisa, we've chosen to use your topping for today's custard slices. As you can see, as it goes into the fridge to set, even the condensed milk mixture that you're making for us now also sets beautifully, but still has this luscious sweetness that we're very
Should
proud of
I
our
put
custard.
all of the condensed milk? You saw how much lemon juice. Okay. I was going to say, you saw how much lemon juice I got out of that lemon. I got quite a bit. So making sure that at the end of the day, those flavors, nothing is overwhelming the other.
And guys, as you can see, this custard is already
thick.
Perfectly. Yeah, it's already thick. It's about time for me to start lining that that dish you've got for us. So Michaela, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the custard, and then you'll just add the final layer on top for us.
Perfect.
Okay. Perfect.
Where would you
stuff.
like me to
so
put
I'm
this
just going
be?
to pour it over here.
Okay.
And that's our custard
it's
set,
hot.
Balisa. It's nice and hot.
Wow.
Nice and smooth, which is
that.
important. The whisking is important for this specific step to make sure there are no lumps, there's nothing in there. It's nice and
That
smooth.
was some perfectly whisked custard right there.
And on that note, whilst you're putting that final layer of crackers, my topping is also pretty much done. And just like that, to get this recipe, head over to afternoonexpress.co.za for the full ingredients list.
Made with love by Clover.